Here's a quick look at the Iron Factory IF-EX05 WINDSABER. Miko for Iron Titan, a Maiden for Iron Titan. This is supposed to this is part of their miniature figures line. And it's supposed to go, is scaled to go with Metroplex. If you remember, she's the city speaker for Metroplex in the comics. And obviously, I didn't bring in Metroplex to work just to review this, but we'll show her off with some other characters and give you an idea of how tall the toy itself is. So here she is. The sword does come off. She comes in this small little box. Herself, her sword, and an instruction sheet, and that's it. She comes in a little plastic tray. So the sword is just stored here by pegging in underneath one of these turbines. You can turn it off or pull it off. And the turbines do rotate. If you want to have them rotate forward like she's done in the comics, you can do that. Landing gear does lift up. And that's about it. You can see there she is on the underside. She's just a little wee jet. You can see, just about fits in the size of your hand. Roughly Legends-ish scale. Here she is in vehicle mode with Iron Factory's turrets. Or I guess this is Manacle. I'll show off with some Iron Factory robots here soon. The transformation is very simple. Again, whether you rotated them or not, these turbines rotate around on the wings. Her legs come up, come down, and then there's a little peg here that tabs them together, just untabs. Split the legs. Her arms tab off of the, you can see there's a tab right there that goes into her forearm. Lift those up, rotate her hands around so they're facing forward. The wings they're hinged together, so if you lift one, you lift the other, but you lift them up, they can angle back a little bit as well. The cockpit of the plane just folds onto her back. You can fold the landing gear up into there if you wish. And rotate her head around, which is a cute little cartoony head. And there she is in robot mode. She does not have a waist swivel. Her hips seem to be a little off there, but yeah, so she's got ball joint shoulders, ball joint elbows, ball joint head, which does allow her to look around quite a bit. Ball joint hips and hinge knees, and then a swivel there right above the knee. And that's all there is to her. She's very small, simple, and I guess the pivot on the wings, and of course the turbines can rotate. So she's just a small little robot. She can hold her sword. And it's a decent little, like I said, slightly more cartoony, more of a Sarah Stoney take on her design than the actual toy. I was going to bring in her deluxe toy, her actual official Hasbro deluxe toy, and it has disappeared. I know I wasn't a big fan of it. I know I didn't get rid of it, but I thought she was up on the shelf with RC and some of the other fembots, and she was not. I did, however, bring RC in, so here's with the Deluxe RC, just to give you an idea about how big she is. There she is next to a Deluxe. And comes up to about the top of her hip there. Here she is with turrets from Iron Factory, so if you already have that figure set to go with your Metroplex, give you an idea of about how big she is compared to them. And because of they featured him on the most recent cover of Windblade, you can set her up here on Defensor's chest here, just to give you an idea about how she scales with a combiner. So yeah. Yeah, a pretty neat little toy. I think it's like 23 bucks, which isn't horrible for a third-party toy at this size. But a fun little Windblade and a nice little companion to your Titan Metroplex or even some of your Combiner Wars figures, especially since she's kind of featuring prominently in that storyline. Yeah, there is WINDSABER Iron Factory EF-EX05.